Eboni K. Williams had to defend herself on the Breakfast Club after she went viral a few days ago for saying a lot of things that made a lot of black women mad when she essentially parroted almost all the talking points of Kevin Samuels. She went on the Breakfast Club to defend herself when she was challenged by black women. Like to hear it, here it go.
So with the infertility, I know I said this yesterday, some stuff is science, right? You can't get around that. But I feel like when you start with that and you lead with that, it then makes people get defensive and they don't even hear the rest of it. I know when I first listened to it, I was like, oh God, this is going to be another one of those conversations where like someone's telling me as a woman, by the time you get this age, your life is over. And you know, when you're like trying to figure things out and you're like, I'm 31 years old, right? Like I'm recently out of a very long relationship. You want to feel not.
All right, long story short, to just push pause on that, basically everything that she's saying right there all comes down to her feelings and how she feel. It isn't about whether or not the merits or the facts of anything that was said was accurate. She's just basically saying what you said hurt my feelings or made me not feel the way that I want to feel, so I would rather you not say it. That was essentially the only argument they made against Kevin Samuels.
I've always had to be very conscious and cognizant of the fact that, like, you know, as a woman, as a black woman, right, especially working in the space that I work in, I might not get that other chance. Like, I got to do it right the first time. And I think
you're talking about professionally?
Professionally and personally.
Okay.
And only because that's
what are your personal goals? Just so we're clear, do you want marriage
my
and
personal
children?
Goals, I want marriage.
And that
I want
nuclear
children. Yes.
Family foundation.
I want all of that.
Great.
But I just feel like when you lead with the stuff that you lead with, it instantly turns the conversation negative. And for someone like me who is watching and learning and listening to you, it makes it where now I am defensive. I don't want to watch, listen, and learn. I don't hear the rest of what you're saying. So now I'm not being taught. And I should feel like I can listen to you and learn from you and not feel like you're the op, right? And that's how it starts off when you instantly are telling me everything negative about what I already am facing every single day. And I think that that's a big part of it too, is like when you put certain truths in front of people, it hurts. People don't want to hear it. Sure. But
if you notice right there, she said, put certain truths in front of people. So she's already acknowledged that what Eboni K. Williams said was true. And I'm not even going to say what Eboni K. Williams said was true. What Kevin Samuels said was true. And like I said, like I always say, everything that Kevin Samuels presented to everybody was ultimately forged in the belly of the beast of the black manosphere. So basically, this is them conceding that the black manosphere is right. And she's offering counter argument in the middle of conceding that is right. But her argument only amounts to the truth hurt and I shut down and no longer wanted to hear it.
Beyond that, like, you can't get around the infertility. The second thing was the market value, right? I don't agree. Like, I don't know where you were at 31, but for me, I feel like I'm just now getting to the space where, like, the people that I'm able to, or not even able to, but the people that I'm dating, the life experiences that I'm experiencing that are teaching me what I want, what I don't want, I'm right now in the best space that I've ever been in. And that wasn't me in college. I didn't know what I wanted in college. I didn't know who I was in college. I seen nothing, haven't done anything. I didn't agree with that. But
this is grossly missing the point on purpose. It wasn't about how you feel about what you want. Your market value is dictated and predicated on based on what men want, not how you feel and what you want in your experience. So that's her missing the point on purpose.
Go ahead. Let's just, because you put two big ones out, and let's break them down before we get ahead of ourselves. Okay, so you're 31 years old, a college-educated woman, enjoying a very successful career in a high-profile space. I'm gonna put my hands together for all of that. Now, when I say market value depreciating, Lauren, did you hear what I said before that? Did you hear the specificity of the particular marketplace I'm speaking about?
No, which was that?
Okay, so I want to just go back actually to your first point, Lauren, which I think you are conceding that you had a reaction to my commentary that was so visceral in nature that you actually shut down your listening comprehension skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so because of that though, right? I'm not going to sit in a posture of ownership because you made a choice to be limited in the way in which you received and processed the information. Now, you are a grown woman and you have autonomy over.
Now, keep in mind, I'll never lose sight of the fact that there's an aspect of this that is fake, because as you're going to see later in the video, she's going to hate on Kevin Samuels. So she's still hating on Kevin Samuels, but she's having to dress her down in the same way that Kevin Samuels used to have to dress women down, and then ultimately explain that they're turning off all of their critical faculties and just responding emotionally and not even listening to what he's saying. She lightweight accused her of what Kevin Samuels called sign language, shame, insult, guilt, need to be right. That was ultimately what that was. There wasn't no insults in there, but it was like a diet version of that. That's what's happening here.
For what you choose to consume and what you choose to not consume. So when I was giving the advice, the strategy, the game, putting, certain people up on some game, I'm talking to a very limited pool of young black ladies, the ones that are currently in school or immediately following school or graduate school. And then the other caveat, I'll say, the other place
that is technically incorrect. Yes, she was talking to them and giving advice to them, but the ones who are already past that point, have crossed that Rubicon, they're hearing what you're saying too. And what you're saying applies to them. And what you're saying stares them right in them. What you're saying holds a mirror up in front of them about all the choices that they've made, and they're mad about that. The young ones could either look at it and say, hey, that's good advice, I'm going to follow it. The not young ones who's already on that path, that's where they're offended to the point to where they're practically down to poison the well for the young ones who would probably see things more clearly, understanding, market value at your younger age and your youth and everything. It's a poison the whale type of thing that's going to be essentially going on here.
Information is in real time relevant to are the mothers or even the fathers of those young women. That's who this is for. So this is actually not even applicable to you, Lauren.
Yes, it is, because she the one who caught all them strays. All right. It was good, encouraging advice for the younger ones, but for the older ones over 31, especially the ones over 40, they caught strays. There's no other way around that.
No, let me finish.
No,
right.
They caught the same strays that they caught from Kevin Samuels. They just didn't want to catch it from you.
No, I have to finish because
wait.
Hold
on.
I have to finish my thought.
I just want to wait before you finish your thought. Okay. I just want to let's rewind.
To use the Kevin Samuels talking points, you're supposed to use don't talk over me. You're supposed to hit him with that don't talk over me. That's what you're supposed to do. She's supposed to hit him with that. If you're gonna use Kevin Samuels talking points, use the same rhetorical steamroll, dominate the conversation tactics too. Don't just go halfway with it.
A little bit, because I also think too, the reason why people also, because not just me or the people, because even the people it's meant for, I'm sure some of them did the same exact thing as well
and
too,
some
right?
did not.
Right, and some did not.
And some did not.
Right.
Because you read all the comments, right?
But yeah, I did.
And
but what I think,
really
but what I think happens
that.
is with you, and I saying this in the most respectful way, I think that the way that you approach things, like even this conversation right now, it can make it does that. It dilutes the whole point of
for you.
You're talking
Lauren.
to me specifically
right
now.
No, the same thing happened on Kevin Samuels' show. It's the way that you're doing it. You got to say it different. And even when he asked who you want me to say it, like they said, talk to us like Umar. You can make the same points. Just talk to us like Umar Johnson. Talk to us like King Kong consciousness. That's essentially what that is. It's like the way that you're saying it, it makes us just know this is nonsense. It is just sort of beautiful. It's a good time. It's fun. It's funny because they fought tooth and nail against Kevin Samuels. He died. They celebrated, and now Eboni Williams, who about to unthaw her ice babies that she had on ice, and she's feeling the realization of that later.
And I would like to say Eboni K. Williams is not Kevin Samuels with a silk press. Okay,
not at all. We're not championing mediocrity. No,
she's Eboni K. Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He said she's not Kevin Samuels in a silk press. I mean, she hit him with all the Kevin Samuels. She hitting him with all the Kevin Samuels talking points, and she do got a silk press. I guess that's a silk press. So Charlamagne was accurate. She responded by saying, "No, I'm not championing mediocrity." So let me get this right. You're going to use his talking points, but then criticize him for saying the same thing that you're now saying. You've essentially conceded defeat that he's right, but you're still going to throw criticism at him, which means that at the end of the day, she is not really any different from the girl that she was just debating, because she's still and still mad at Kevin Samuels because of the way that he said what he said, even though that now that he's dead, you're saying the same thing.